So I'm working on a speculative parallelization framework called Apollo. To motivate a little bit why would someone use Apollo, I put here an example. In this example, the memory accesses being accessed are impossible to know it's impossible to know the access pattern at compile time. So a static compiler could not optimize this code. Our framework postpones the code generation phase, the transformation selection phase until runtime. At runtime, at the very beginning of the execution of a loop, there is very little information for Apollo to work with. So at the beginning of a loop, we execute a profiling version of the code. During this profiling version of the code, we are going to interpolate, to collect memory addresses of the accessed memory positions, the iterator values, and the loop trip counts. Then we are going to move to the code generation phase. During the code generation phase, first we are going to try to interpolate linear functions for all the information collected during profiling. Using these linear functions, if we succeed to interpolate them, we are going to build a polyhedral representation of the loop. Then we are going to choose a transformation using Pluto, the polyhedral loop optimizer. Using Clue, we are going to generate an AST. And then using the LLVM just-in-time compiler, we are going to generate binary codes. Since all of this phase can take a lot of time to execute, in parallel we execute the original version of the code. After code generation, we are going to start using this optimized version that we just generated to run the successive iterations of the loop. But we are not going to execute the entire loop with this optimized version of the code. Why? Because we only sampled a small set of iterations from the loop. We interpolated just from this sample linear functions, and the behavior that we've seen may suddenly change during the execution of the loop. So the optimized version of the code contains special instructions that verify that our prediction was successful. Before executing the original version of the optimized version of the code, we are going to do a memory backup of the memory ranges that we are going to access. Then we're going to execute the optimized version of the code, and if we succeed, if no misprediction was found, everything is okay. Instead, if we execute an optimized version of the code, we found a misprediction, we have to roll back using the backup that we did before. Then we resume the execution using the original version of the code, and then again we go back on profiling and selecting a transformation and so on and so on. Like this, we can also adapt to different phases that can appear during the loop execution. My main thesis topic is called code bounds. I'm not going to explain it now because it's way too long. And here we have the results that we get from our approach. And we are normally around 6 to 5x of speed up with our approach. Thank you very much.